Today, I'm going to show you how to create magic with your very own hands. Be sure to wash them, you ninnies, and know where they've been. There will be no wand waving or small elves to help you. I'm going to teach you to manifest your abilities in the art of cooking, and preferably not burning. For those of you who say you cannot cook, ridiculous! Either you do or do not want to. It is all in the planning, determination, and execution. Though some of you may fail, as you do daily, with each failure you will grow in the knowledge that will create a dish that will mystify your friends, beguile your family, all the while giving you a true sense of satisfaction. Perhaps the only satisfaction. Faction.
What?
Nothing. Is all this really necessary?
You know, I don't really know the whole story with this guy, but he's definitely got something going on. He's really cranky, irritable on set. I think he just misses home. Well, unless you want to look like a complete dish rag on camera, then yes, it is necessary. So, you're a wizard, huh?
What was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
In the 5th grade, I dressed up as Reagan from The Exorcist. You know, like full on like nightgown, pea soup coming down off my mouth. And I scared the kids so much that they left their bags of candy. I got a lot of candy that year, all to myself. Can you do any tricks?
Tricks?
Yeah, you could like turn someone into a bunny or make a fireball or a bunny fireball or fireball bunny. That'd be cute.
There were never tricks.
Why? That would be too much fun, and then you would have fun and life would be fun.
It's a little more complicated than that. I was brought here to this hellish existence without my consent or knowledge, and now I'm stuck.
Well, I don't know much about you, but it looks like you've been stuck long before you came here.
You don't look like a barrel of unicorns yourself. What's your name?
Trish?
You remind me of someone I used to know.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing? Who? Wait. You don't have your magic to keep your hair back. Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel sorry for him. You know, he's kind of like that sad, sickly, pathetic uncle that I've always wanted. I just want to make him happy.
It is now time to open your minds and begin the lesson. Today I will be showing you how to make the terrifyingly flavorsome skulls of the Forgotten Tomb, or as they are commonly called, chocolate cakes with pastry cream filling and dark cherry sauce topping. Yes, they look frightening, as they should. But one bite and you will know the ecstasy of the soul. This recipe is perfect, as all my recipes are, for your Samhain festivities. The difficulty of this recipe is emu face. For the pastry cream, you will need to focus and have timing. But once you know how to make it, you may show some promise. Now, the pans that I'm using for this blood-chilling treat can be found at the internet, on the line, in a jungle in South America. I just so happened to inherit this one from my grandmother. If you do not have this accessory, you may use 2 8-inch cake pans. It will be still delicious, but you know, round. For the cakes, I will not be making them from scratch. My suggestion will be devil's food or red velvet, the brand of your choice. I know this may sound like cheating, but honestly, to show you all 3 elements of this piece would be arduous at best. And that would make me want to put a sharp implement into my ear, scratching furiously and trying to get back the moments of my life which I have just lost. In a future episode, I may make a cake from scratch, but for now, let's use a box, shall we? And follow the directions. The elements that I will be showing you how to create today will be the pastry cream and the black cherry sauce. Here are the ingredients for the pastry cream. And here are the elements for the black cherries. Really? If you're using vanilla bean pods, which can be suggested, I will say truthfully they are on the expensive side, and unless you're going to be making a lot of vanilla products which can use vanilla beans, then it will most likely sit in your cupboard, being as useful as the pomposity of suggesting that it is necessary to use only vanilla bean pods and not vanilla extract, which is just as good. So, if you will do so, here's how it works. Take the vanilla bean pod, cut it in half, slit it open, take the beans and the pod, put it in the milk, which we will show you in just a moment, and boil them together. Since I will be using vanilla extract, do not put it in the milk, put it in the mixture. I will show you how. Now we're going to take the milk, put it in the pan and put it on medium-high heat, waiting for it to heat up. As we're doing that, we're going to add the eggs, the yolks, the vanilla, the sugar, and a pinch of salt, and mix it up.
2 hours later.
So after we've done mixing that up, it's time to watch the milk to see how it's reacting. Now you will be stirring occasionally as this heats up. What we're looking for is the foaming on the sides here. Sometimes it's difficult to tell whether or not those are natural bubbles or being formed because the milk is getting warm. So here is what is happening now. The foam is starting to show on the sides of the milk. That means it's warm enough. You do not want to boil it. You're going to take the milk and now slowly, a little bit at a time, put it in to your egg, cornstarch, and other ingredients. Mix. This is called tempering the eggs. If you do not temper them, you will cook them and you will ruin your pastry cream. So slowly add in the milk, a moment at a time. Some people say that after you've added in about half, you can throw in the rest. I do not agree with that, especially if this is the first time you are creating it. Now, going back to the stove, we're going to put the mixture back into the stove. And with that, lower the temperature to about medium and start whisking. Whisk like the wind. And start to thicken as you go. This should take only a minute, 2, possibly 3. But when it goes, you'll know. Now what you're looking for, as you see, it's all foamy and bubbly there, but what we're looking for is the first bubble of boiling. And once that happens, you'll want to turn down the heat, whisk for a couple more seconds, and then take it off. There we are. All right, now take it off the heat entirely and continue to whisk. As you can see, it is starting to thicken up. And then add your butter. Continue to whisk. Now we will go over to the sink. And we will strain it. That way, if you did use a vanilla bean pod, this will take out any of those. Also, if you happened to have cooked any of the egg, we'll do that as well. Now, what you're going to do is cover it with cling wrap and then let it cool to room temperature, and then put it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. And now to the dark cherry sauce. You're going to need 3.5 cups full. You will take it a bit at a time, put it into your food processor and pulse it until it becomes a pulpy consistency. To begin your cherry sauce, after you have pulse your cherries, you're going to put the water and cornstarch together to make a cornstarch slurry, like so. Then you're going to add your cherries to a pan. Put in your cornstarch mixture, your sugar, your lemon juice. Then you're going to stir it all in. This is at medium high. Once it becomes a simmering boil, we'll then add your almond extract. Mix well. Let it simmer, or let it boil for just a few more minutes, maybe only even one. Listen up. done with that, take it off the heat. Put it in a bowl and let it come to room temperature. Cover it with cling wrap and then refrigerate. While those two elements are cooling, make your cake batter as per the instructions on the package you have purchased or stolen. I don't care. Now that you have mixed all those together, pour it into the cake pans up to about 2/3 of the way up. Bake for 20 minutes and check to see if they are done by using a toothpick or a fork. Try not to poke yourself in the eye while using the fork. Won't do. It might be a good look for you. Now, once your cakes are done, let them cool, and once they're cool, you will take a knife and cut the tops or the bottoms. Tops or bottom. I'm not really sure tops or bottom. It's none of my business and it's none of yours either. When they are cool, also then after that, you will take them out, put them on a rack, and then when you're ready, cut them lengthwise like so. Alright, now when you're ready to spread your pastry cream, you're going to need to whip it back into consistency again. So it's fine like this. Don't worry, we'll get there. Alright, then take a spatula and spread it onto the bottom half of your skull. Not your skull, this skull. I mean, you can do your skull, I don't care. Spoon the cherry sauce onto the skulls. Make sure to cover them, but not so much as to cover the design. You can do this with your brush to make sure that all of the designs are seen and is spread evenly. If you're using a round cake, don't worry about it, because it's, you know, round. And there we go. Like so. Continue with the rest. When you are finished covering your skulls with the cherry sauce, then place them in the icebox for another several hours. This is not mandatory, but I personally like when the cherry sauce and the pastry cream have time to join together and make all your dreams come true. And there you have it. A frighteningly delicious treat that will scare you into fits of pleasure. And unlike some of your other fits, those around you may actually not be that disturbed. So what did we learn today? We learned that not every ingredient that is given to you by someone needs to necessarily be in that dish. You can choose to do your research and see if something else will suffice. Sometimes those nits are correct. We learned that patience and focus are necessary for a dish. You can do it. Probably. And finally we learned that the kitchen is not a scary place. That concludes today's lesson, and before I let you toddle off to your mediocre lives, I would like to... Really? again. What? Didn't they learn it the first time? Fine. Do that thing with your thumbs again wherever you put it. And why am I getting them to like me? I certainly don't like any of them. Fine. Hit the like button. Make somebody here happy. Certainly not me. I could care less. Anyway. And as my Uncle Delix used to say, when you're summoning a hippocampus, make sure to summon a hippocampus, not your hippocampus. The results could be breathtaking.